Hi everyone, this is Mr. Tinty here, and today what I'm going to do is walk you through some steps in order to start helping you learn how to flip your classroom. Our first objective here is that we're going to need to get a few programs and pieces of software all in order. If you look up on my desktop here, the first one that we're going to do is, or that we're going to get, is Wondershare Free YouTube Downloader. This is a program that allows you to find a video on YouTube and then download it as a file onto your computer. I've already gone through and downloaded the app, and so I'll show you what it looks like. The app is currently trying to download a video on the Civil War, and I'm just going to go ahead and continue that. And we'll hold on a moment while that continues to finish up its download. Alright, now it is done downloading. So what we're going to do is find where this file is. Currently it's hosted right within the Wondershare app. However, we need to find it on our computer. So we're going to go up to File and then go to Open Downloaded Folder. And this is where you're going to find where your file is now located. I downloaded the file as an MP4, so therefore I'm going to click on this file and drag it over onto my desktop and leave it there. I'm going to close out this window and I'm going to minimize this one. And now this is the file that I'm going to be using and importing it into iMovie. And within iMovie I'm now going to be able to clip this video for only the portions that I really need it for. So I'm going to take care of importing that into iMovie. Alright, now within iMovie I'm actually going up and I'm clicking on File and going down to Import Movie. And here we're going to import the movie file. What's happening now is that raw video is being brought directly into iMovie, and within iMovie is where we're going to use some text overlays and be able to piece together our video to have it exactly the way that we want it. After we're done working with it in iMovie, then we're going to download that file again as another movie file prior to uploading it to YouTube. Once it's up in YouTube, then we're going to be using Educanon in order to actually use Educanon for the assessment piece as a part of watching this flipped video. Now that the video is done being imported into iMovie, I need to select which portion of the video that I want to use. Upon clicking on the video, this is being held in an area that has a lot of other raw video within it. So I'm going to click on the beginning of the video, and then I'm going to be dragging it over to about, I'd say, a full minute's worth of this video. And I'm going to click and drag it into our project. Here is where now I'm going to be actually putting in the text overlay in order to make sure that we have a proper introduction to our video prior to uploading it into YouTube, as well as I can add any other video that I want. So if I want to do a video of myself talking or asking questions, it's easy to do that as well. Alright, I've brought in a text box in order to just have a little bit of an introduction to this video. Nothing much, but it helps to explain a little bit about what it is. It's just basically a title page. So I've already edited that, and what I'm going to do is just click done. And I'm going to pause it here again. Alright, now that we finished up our work within iMovie, what I've done now is I've actually downloaded and uploaded the raw, or not the raw video, but the finished video from iMovie directly into YouTube. It's from within YouTube now that we are going to take this video and build with Educanon. You'll notice up in my bookmarks here that I have a build with Educanon. So upon clicking this booklet mark, it automatically is taking the video feed from the site that I was on that YouTube site, and it's going to allow me to build my bulb within Educanon. So I'm going to show you quickly here just kind of how this looks. Educanon allows you to add questions along the way within the video. So if I decide to have a question pop up, we'll say within our Gettysburg video.
63. Confederate General Robert E. Lee took his Army of Northern Virginia into the North for the second time.
Alright, so I'm going to stop there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a question. Now, upon building a question, I'm going to use multiple choice. And I'm going to state which general attacked the North in the summer of 1863. And then I can enter in answers down here. Put in Meade, we'll put in Lee, we will put in Grant, and we'll put in Jackson. Upon doing so, down here is a button to save, and so what I've done now is I've saved that question. Within Educanon, now, you share this link to the video with your students. When they get to this portion where we've already tagged or we've already indicated where a question is going to happen, a question will come up. So I'll show you what this looks like. And I'll try and fast forward as best that I can in order to get to...
You will need to answer the questions to the video along the way.
See if we can
Confederate General Robert E. Lee took his Army of Northern Virginia into the North for the second time.
So you'll notice that upon hitting that mark, now a question comes up, and the student then is forced to have to answer a question. So for this purpose, I'm going to select Meade, and then I'm going to check my answer. It's going to indicate that I got it wrong and indicate that Lee was correct, and then there's the arrow to move forward.
George Gordon Meade was in pursuit.
Now,
they would ultimately bump into each other here at Gettysburg.
This is a very excellent way to take video and to embed your assessment right in it. It's really, really slick and easy to do. In addition to that, you can create classes within Educanon in order for you to have your students' assessment scores tallied for you, and then you have access to that as well. So this is a very, very great way in order to try and flip your classroom and using video in order to do so. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thanks. Good evening, students. It's Mr. Tinty here. We've been studying a lot about the battles that are leading up to Gettysburg, and we're at that point now where Gettysburg is going to take place. So I'm going to preface this by telling you that we're in the summer of 1863, and we have General Lee that is moving forward with his advance into the North. The video that you're going to watch is going to be approximately 5 minutes long. It's going to have questions that are embedded in it. As you get to the portion of the video that will have a question, please pay very close attention along the way. You will need to answer the questions before you can move forward with the video. You can't simply fast forward to the end, so you will need to watch the video and answer the questions as you go. At the end, there should be a review, and please pay close attention to the video along the way and be ready to discuss your thoughts in class tomorrow. Thanks.
In June of 1863, Confederate General Robert E. Lee took his Army of Northern Virginia into the North for the second time. The Union commander, George Gordon Meade, was in pursuit. They would ultimately bump into each other here at Gettysburg. Behind me is the town of Gettysburg, around which the Battle of Gettysburg will be fought. The Battle of Gettysburg started by accident. Literally, troops bumped into each other. General Lee heard that Meade was pursuing him, and Lee concentrated his army. The Union vanguard is already here as well, and they're going to bang into each other north and west of town on McPherson's Ridge. It's an intense fight. Ultimately, the fight will grow until north of town. You're going to have the Union 11th Corps fighting against a corps under a guy named Richard Ewell. In the end, you're going to have 30,000 Confederates outflank and whip 18,000 Union troops who retreat back through town to Cemetery Hill and to Culp's Hill, where we stand now. And for the next 24 hours,